Hello, I am Baker Wiles, and this is the Baker Brief. America launched today what it calls Economic D-Day against Iran, because apparently sanctions needed a name that sounds like Mountain Dew invaded Normandy. Treasury sanctioned nearly 60 people, companies, and vessels connected to Iran. It also expanded possible future sanctions covering digital assets, technology, gold, aviation, and shipping. But America did not impose the threatened broad penalties today, and no major Chinese bank was sanctioned, even though China remains Iran's largest oil customer. So Economic D-Day arrived, stormed 5 commercial sectors, and gave the largest potential target time to check its calendar. 60 targets got sanctioned. China got a save the date. Meanwhile, the administration proposed charging employers $103,265 for certain new H-1B applications. Previously, the fees generally ran between $2,000 and $5,000. This is less of an increase and more of a kidnapping note printed on Department of Homeland Security letterhead. The administration says companies abuse the program to replace Americans with cheaper foreign workers. That abuse should be stopped. But a 6-figure fee doesn't distinguish an outsourcing giant from a startup recruiting one engineer. It distinguishes companies with $100,000 from companies without it. That's not immigration policy, that's bottle service. And the proposal could push companies to move entire jobs overseas. America has finally secured the border from anyone capable of fixing the government website. Here in California, settlement talks over Paramount's proposed Warner Brothers Discovery acquisition have collapsed. Attorney General Rob Bonta accused Paramount of leaking and misrepresenting confidential discussions. Paramount denies leaking anything and says it remains ready to negotiate. So California says Paramount leaked it, Paramount says Paramount didn't leak it, and somewhere in Hollywood, an anonymous source is explaining this to 3 more reporters. The merger would combine 2 enormous entertainment companies. California and 11 other states allege that could mean higher prices and fewer competing buyers for actors, writers, and production companies. Hollywood calls consolidation efficiency. Somehow that efficiency never produces cheaper subscriptions or better residuals. It produces one larger streaming bill for 2 libraries that both remove the movie that you wanted. Treasury also announced larger government bond buybacks after public debt crossed $40 trillion. The larger purchases have not begun. The first is scheduled for September 10th. So America hasn't bought its own debt yet. It has merely raised its paddle before its storage unit goes to auction. Finally, Sable Offshore was fined $1.45 million for restarting parts of a California pipeline without state authorization. But the judge allowed operations to continue after federal approval. The pipeline violated a consent decree, then received permission to keep going. That is not environmental enforcement. That is the government selling an apology upgrade. And that is America tonight. We sanctioned Iran without sanctioning its biggest customer, protected jobs by potentially exporting them, stopped media consolidation with an alleged media leak, managed debt by preparing to buy our own debt, and punished an unauthorized pipeline restart with a cover charge. I'm Baker Wiles, and this is the Baker Brief.